The search has begun globally for a cure to the novel coronavirus as cases of outbreaks increase around the world. In Nigeria, 4 more persons tested positive to the virus in the commercial city of Lagos today. This brings to 10 the number of cases in quarantine at the Infectious Diseases Hospital in Yaba. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Akin Abayomi, reassures Nigerians that the situation is under control as contact tracing has fully begun. Dr. Abayomi also confirmed that the index case, the Italian man, has now tested negative to the virus and will be released after another negative result.
We have 4 new positives, a contact of the 3rd case that came from the UK, a female Nigerian returning from France via Istanbul on Turkish airline. She arrived in Lagos on the 14th of March on Turkish airline TK1830. We have a 3rd case, a Nigerian male in his 50s. He's never traveled anywhere. Our 4th case is a Nigerian male. He arrived on the 13th of March from Frankfurt to Lagos on Lufthansa. Frankfurt, Lagos, Lufthansa, flight number LH568. It is clear that we have a combination of imported cases and local transmission. And the executive of the Lagos State government are meeting in various groups and virtually to decide on the next step, which will include the concept of social distancing. It means no touching. It means if you're unwell, stay at home, particularly if you have respiratory symptoms. Communicate with your medical professionals and personnel. If you are worried, you contact any of our hotlines, and the best line to use is 08000 Corona. I repeat, 08000 Corona.
More precautionary measures are coming in from the federal government as all heads of federal tertiary institutions and principals of 104 unity colleges across the country have been asked to shut down. The Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, said in a statement that the decision to shut down schools is to protect and safeguard lives of students from the virus. The statement reads in part, "We have directed all higher institutions to close this weekend. Unity schools that have completed their exams are to close immediately. Others are to hurry and close latest March 26th. The statement also directs heads of these institutions and schools to immediately report any suspicious case to the nearest health authorities, emphasizing that nothing should be taken for granted at this delicate time of the global pandemic. While some governments are closing down all public and private schools from Monday, March 23rd, Lagos, Ogun, Kwara and Enugu states are among states taking precautions against the spread of the coronavirus. In Nasarawa State, 5 persons have been quarantined, while the Ekiti State House of Assembly has suspended plenary.
As coronavirus sweeps the globe and the number of confirmed cases surge in Africa and Nigeria, states across the country are taking measures to contain the spread of COVID-19. The Enugu State government orders the relocation of the State Isolation Center from Colliery Hospital to Enugu State University Teaching Hospital, Parkland, with an approval of 320 million naira to better manage any case of the Lassa fever and COVID-19 if the need arises.
The Enugu State Executive Council today approved that the Enugu State Isolation Center is now designated and located in the Enugu State University Teaching Hospital, Parkland.
In the southwest, the Ekiti State government says the COVID-19 patient in the state is in stable condition and dispels rumor of a new case. The State House of Assembly has also adjourned sitting indefinitely. The Katsina State government also confirmed that the first suspected case of COVID-19 has tested negative to the virus, while the Adamawa State government refutes claims that 2 cases of COVID-19 were recorded in the state.
There has not been any suspected case of coronavirus for now. All you've been hearing is just rumors.
We have a suspected case of COVID-19 in the state and informed you that we are awaiting the result. And I am pleased to inform you that the result is out and it is negative.
Still in the north, Jigawa State government assures parents whose children are studying medicine in China on government scholarship that their children are safe.
This morning I called one of them. He said for the last 1 month they are indoors. They have been receiving lectures online. So I think relatively they are safe.
Meanwhile, Lagos, Ogun, Kwara, and Niger states have announced the closure of all public and private schools from Monday, March the 23rd. Also, Enugu and Benue state government have directed public and private schools in the state to conclude all activities and shut down on or before Friday, March the 27th.
The Executive Council of Benue State today reached some very key decisions. Number 1, all secondary schools in this state will close by 27th of March. And when to resume would be as when directed by government.
Nigeria has recorded a dozen confirmed cases of COVID-19 so far, and the federal government has restricted travels from 13 countries in the wake of the development.
Religious leaders are also rising up to the situation at hand. Today, the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs asked all Muslims to comply with government's ban on religious gatherings. The religious bodies admit that the measures taken to check the spread of the coronavirus will affect congregational prayers, but advise Muslims to comply. The Deputy Secretary General of the organization, Professor Salisu Shehu, explains that such measures have become key in containing the spread of the coronavirus.
In the event of confirmed emergence of the infection in several figures regarding the congregational prayers in such affected places, including the Friday prayers, funeral prayers, Taraweeh prayers, and Eid prayers, people with compromised immunity, such as the elderly, children, those with underlying health conditions, amongst others, should observe their prayers in their homes or wherever they are and pray Zuhur in place of the Friday prayers. Regarding the Hajj and Umrah, it is obligatory to adhere to all directives issued by the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which are all geared towards ensuring the well-being and safety of all, and are made in consultation with relevant knowledgeable stakeholders for common good. Number 6, we urge mosques and Islamic centers to strongly discourage members from attending any mosque activities, even if they are only experiencing mild symptoms.
Meanwhile, the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, is also asking churches in the country to observe Sunday, March 22nd and the 29th as days of prayers against the coronavirus pandemic in the country and globally. CAN President Reverend Samson Ayokunle is also advising churches to strictly follow the guidelines for combating COVID-19 in all their gatherings as they trust God for victory over the plague. The Christian body says it is not unaware of the ban on the presence of more than 50 people in a gathering, so it's advising churches to conduct house cell-based services, online services, and in the absence of online facilities, they can break services into not more than 50 members per shift. The Christian Association of Nigeria also asked churches to provide alcohol-based hand sanitizers, soap, and water, and maintain at least 1 meter distance with anyone coughing or sneezing. Also, public hearings in the Senate will no longer hold as the upper chamber of the National Assembly announces the suspension will take effect from Tuesday, March 24th until further notice. Lawmakers are also suspending excursions to the National Assembly and shutting the Senate gallery again until further notice. The Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, announced these measures at plenary today. He did not, however, announce the suspension of plenary within the Senate chamber.
The Senate also resolved to suspend all public hearings till further notice as a result of coronavirus COVID-19. In addition, the Senate gallery will remain closed to the public till further notice, including excursion from schools and organizations from Tuesday, 24th of March, 2020.
Outside Nigeria, the U.S. President Donald Trump has directed the country's Food and Drug Administration to investigate whether anti-malaria drug chloroquine can be used to treat the coronavirus. A drug will be used in clinical trials, but U.S. officials say any vaccine ready for public use could take between 12 to 18 months. The World Health Organization has said last month there is no proof the drug is effective in treating the coronavirus. It also comes as death toll from the disease in Italy rose 427 in one day to 3,405. And the EU chief Brexit negotiator, Michel Barnier, tests positive for the coronavirus.
Mr. Barnier posted a video via social media revealing he had tested positive for the coronavirus. He said he was feeling good and respecting strict confinement at home. He also sent a message of solidarity to all families touched by the virus and paid tribute to the medical staff dealing with the crisis who are doing an incredible job. The coronavirus crisis has raised doubt about whether it was still realistic for Britain and the EU to reach a divorce agreement before the end of the Brexit transition period on December the 31st, which was already considered an ambitious goal before the crisis struck. In other parts of Europe, Prince Albert of Monaco has also tested positive for the coronavirus. The royal palace says his condition is not a cause for concern. In Spain, the members of the country's emergency military unit today conducted disinfection works in Madrid's Barajas airport. Some 100 officials in protective suits wore surgical masks, glasses and gloves to disinfect surfaces and areas where there is most contact from people. Meanwhile, dozens of patients in nursing homes across the country are said to be dying from the virus without being tested.
In the rest of the society,
even NATO has announced that it's scaling down military exercises in Europe to curb the spread of the virus. Austria has added security checkpoints at its German border after Germany on Monday closed its borders with Austria, France and Switzerland. Amidst national and international efforts to curb the coronavirus, China's national has there were 0 new cases of domestic transmission of COVID-19 reported on the Chinese mainland as at Wednesday.